Hey guys, Cindy out here with my Artsy Endeavours. Welcome back to my channel. I wanted to show you another thing that I've been doing when I wasn't feeling so well, just to get some creativity out of me. This is a little box I bought at the Dollar Tree a long time ago. I just painted it and these stick in it. So let me move these all out. And what I'm going to show you, these are all elements for my art journals. These are things that I've made, and when I'm doing a real quick page, like in the little journal that I showed you guys last time, the journal like this, when I'm doing a real quick page, I like to have stuff like this to just stick in. So let me show you what I've got here. First of all, I did a whole bunch of watercolor circles. And then I just took my stamps and I started going through and I just started putting words on them. So this is really nice. If I'm just sitting doing a little page, I can grab, you know, a word. That one I gotta fix. I can grab a word, or be kind, queen, things like that, weird, best, and I can use them on my art journal page. So this is just something in itself to have fun, play around with your watercolors, play around with your stamps, and just make little things that you can put in your journals. So that's one. Here's just on paper, like on a book text. Same thing. So there's those. I have a variety of stuff in here, so let me get this stuff out of here. I used a sticker on that one. That one's different. These are all just words. Okay. Then I decided, I was playing around with stickers one day, and I found a few stickers that I wanted to just do something with. So this is actually a piece of plastic that came off a stamp set. Again, these are watercolor backgrounds. This one, But First Coffee, it's just a sticker, and I decided to put it on and then you know, cut around it. So those are all the coffee theme. Now these are just little clusters. This is all messed up, so I'm just going to go little by little. These are just little clusters of scrapbook paper that I decided to staple together. Actually, no, I glued those together and then I stapled this word on top. So I like taking just little pieces of scrap whatever and playing around with them. This is just a ink splat punch that I have. Put a little moon, put you on it. Again, this is another piece of plastic off one of the stamp sets that I got. Just cut it out, stuck it down here, and I can always journal on it or whatever. Scrap pieces with, you know, some butterflies I had hanging around. This is a scrap piece with a couple pieces of fabric and a button on it. You know, that'd go great on a page somewhere. Just a sticker with coffee. This little guy I thought was cute. I just did him on this little scrap piece of paper, and then I made a little book. So he'll tuck in a little spot somewhere or whatever, and I can make a little note on him. Again, more of just scrapbook paper and use some type of a focal point on it. Nothing exciting. Again, more, whoops, what is this? More scrapbook paper. I just stuck that flower on there. This is just a little tag. Yeah, so these are just some things that I wanted to show you that I do when I come in here. Those are a little bit different. Let me keep going and see what I've got here. Again, scraps. You know, I had this stuff in my scraps and I decided to just play around with it. Pardon me, I'm trying really hard not to cough. You know, so if you've got your scrapbooks, if you pull out your scrap basket or bucket or whatever you have it in, drawer, mine are all in like a shoebox. I just take my scraps and then I take a bag of like little focal points and I just go to town with, you know, a glue stick or some tacky glue, and I just make little pieces that I can use in the journals. And they're just quick. It gives you something to do. It doesn't take a lot of thought. It doesn't take a lot of ambition. So this one says, fall in love with being alive. So again, I can just stick that in a journal page and then just work around it and blend it in and get it in there some type. Oh my gosh, this is old. That's from, I can't think of the name of it. I used to be a design team member. Something canvas. I can't remember. But anyways, they had these stickers. I just thought that'd be cool to put like on a page with a gentleman or something on it. Like that with like one of the Tim Holtz figures or whatever. Again, this is all scrap paper that I've glued together and just stuck this big watercolor flower on it. It says your smile can change the world. This is actually off of packaging, little frame. Stuck a piece of scrapbook paper behind it and then stuck this plastic over top. So what I'm showing you, these are just things that I do when I come in the art room and I want something to do. But I don't want to commit to a whole day, or I can't commit to a whole day. These are something someone else has made, and they sent them to me. I can't remember what that was for. It was some kind of package. Again, scrapbook paper, a little focal point, you know, just odds and ends. And I found this is a great way to use up, you know, little flowers and whatever. Again, I can put that on a journal page and just have fun with it. Take your scraps and just look at them in a different way. You know, instead of saying, oh, that's a piece of paper, I might as well just throw that away. You know, stick a bunch of them together and see what you get. They're actually really cool. You are stronger than you think. Little car. Now these, I did all these on circles. I had all these great big huge, either 2 or 3 inch circles punched out. And I was like, I gotta do something with these, and I still have a ton of them, but I decided to take stuff and again, make little pieces that I can stick. You know, I could stick this on the front of a card. I could stick it on, you know, anywhere. Pardon me. I could do them on canvas. This one has thread in it, which I thought was kind of cool, or fabric in it. And then, you know, they're just neat little things. This is just a watercolor. Again, watercolor with stamps. This has got an embossing paste on it, so it gives it a texture on it, which is kind of cool. Well, basically watercolor, playing around again. So yeah, these are neat little things that you can make to actually just stick in your journals when you're ready. So I really enjoyed making these. I had a lot of fun, and I'm gonna make more of those. I just haven't had a chance. These I'm going to show you in a minute. This, again, index cards. Well, that's not an index card. That actually came from a gun magazine. Again, if it upsets you about guns, whatever, my husband used to be a gunsmith. I did have one of his magazines that I took from him and I made into journal pages and stuff. So yeah, these are just index cards that I enjoyed playing around in. Again, if you just have a little bit of time, come in, do an index card, and then use it later on in your art. I love this one. This is art by Marlene, and I love the way it turned out. Use a little bit of fabric. I think there was supposed to be another button here, but I don't know where it is. That's an old one. Imagine and Mama. So yeah, these are kind of cool to use. Now, I was sitting here one day and I had all these strips of paper. You know how we have these cut-offs like this? All these little strips like this that we need to do something with. Well, I sat here and I had my thing of focal points, and I just decided to start making these little stakes. I call them stakes. And what I plan to do with them, I haven't used them yet. I haven't used a lot of them. I've used some, but not a lot of them. But I plan to use these in art journal pages. And again, I just thought they were kind of cute. Something different. Something to, again, use up more scraps. This is a little piece of border with a circle on it. I can always put a word on here. Pardon me. I can always put another focal point over it, whatever the case may be. But I've got all these street pieces, little pieces of scrap that I've had, and I'm like, I need to do something with them. So this would be cute, this little heart. And you can also use this on some of these things. You know, there's no reason you can't. It's just, it would be great to stick it with one of your scrap clusters. So that's what I'm calling these things, scrap clusters. But again, another tall. This one just has the word creating on it. This one I stuck this little thing on. I got a flower. Just some randomness. So yeah, I decided that I wanted to use these. It's got a little kitty cat on it, a bird. I just wanted to use these scrap pieces, and I thought, you know, let's do this, and then what I'll do is when I do another journal page, I'll actually show you how I'll use them in the journal pages. So I hope this gives you just a little bit of new ideas. Well, not new, nothing's new, but some ideas on what to do with your scraps and how you can make your scraps so that, you know, you can use them again and not have to worry about you know, being precious with them, and not have to worry about just throwing them all away, because I don't like to do that. I like to save my scraps, and I like to play with them and see what interesting I can make out of them. So this is my little box. These are all words. My little box of goodies. And I randomly just add to this if I'm sitting here and I just, you know, feel like watching a, pardon me, a YouTube video or whatever. I'll just randomly sit here and make things and add to it and use it, like I said, in my art journal. So I hope you guys have found this, you know, a little bit informative or a little bit interesting. If you have any questions, please put them in the comments below. I'll be glad to answer them. And I want to say thank you so much for watching. And if you like the video, please leave me a thumbs up and a subscribe. And I will talk to you all again soon. Take care. Bye.